During the option period, the buyer has the unrestricted right to terminate the contract. This allows the buyer to conduct inspections and assessments of the property. If the buyer finds significant issues, they may choose to back out, saving both parties from entering into the transaction that may not be beneficial in the long run. For the seller, this means they can have greater certainty that the buyer is committed to purchase the property after the option period expires. The option period provides a time frame where the buyer may uncover issues with the property that could affect the value or desirability. If issues arrive, the buyer may request repairs or concessions from the seller. By allowing the buyer to conduct inspections during the option period, the seller can potentially avoid post-inspection negotiations, leading to a smoother transaction. While the seller is obligated to take the property off the market during the contract period, they still face the risk of dealing with fallout if the buyer chooses to terminate the contract during the option period. However, by allowing the buyers to conduct due diligence up front, the seller reduces the risk of the deal collapsing at a later stage, minimizing disruption and potential losses. It's crucial for the seller's realtor to communicate with the buyer's lender to ensure that the buyer has secured financing or is in the process of obtaining it. This helps validate the buyer's ability to fulfill their contractual obligations, giving the seller confidence in the transaction's progress. Many purchase contracts include financing contingencies, which specify that the buyer must obtain a loan within a certain time frame. By speaking with the buyer's lender, the seller's realtor can gain insight into the status of the buyer's financing and address any potential issues or delays that may arise, ensuring that the transaction progress goes smoothly. Open communication between the seller's realtor and the buyer's lender fosters transparency and allows for timely resolution of any finance-related concerns. This collaboration helps minimize misunderstanding and promotes a positive work relationship between all parties involved in the transaction. Here's a recent example of the importance of making sure that the lender is on track. Before executing an offer on any of my listings, I always reach out to the lender if there is financing. On this particular home, the lender stated the loan had been pre-approved, credit and income was good, and all the boxes had been checked for a smooth transaction. The last day of the option, I reached back out to the lender to confirm the appraisal had been ordered and that things were moving on track. At that time, the lender stated, in fact, he would need at least 2 to 3 more weeks in order to close the loan on time. The appraisal had not been ordered, and the documents were not complete to send the file to underwriting. This would cause a huge delay and possibly a 60-day escrow. The sellers had to coordinate their movers. Their son, who had special needs, was also quitting his job. And as there is with most sellers, there's just so much stress, and the timing is critical during this process. This delay caused a problem for the sellers. In addition, we had started to negotiate a large credit to the buyers in lieu of any repairs. Had we finalized the repair credit and let the option pass, the sellers would have to wait until the financing contingency had expired in order to have any kind of out of this contract. They would have been stuck. Catching this quickly, the sellers were able to renegotiate that credit and then also talk to the buyers about the importance of closing on time. Both parties decided not to move forward. But again, had we not caught this early, the sellers would have been stuck contractually with this buyer at least until the financing contingency, if not longer. And they wouldn't be able to coordinate their movers and do all the things that they needed to do to get the move done smoothly. Thankfully, both parties decided to cancel, and then we resold the home and it closed for a larger